And we are live Thursday. Don't know the date, but it's sometime. It's the end of April, isn't it? It's May tomorrow.
Yep.
May the 4th be with you. There's some news coming in, but I won't go into it just now. How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to Seller Sessions Live on a daily basis, 4 p.m. UK. With me is Joe Reichfeld. George is here. We're just waiting on Miro to arrive. So in the meantime, George, I know you was here only a couple of days ago. Do you want to do a quick introduction, please?
Yeah, sure. So you know my name. I'm from an agency called Clear Ads, and we've been doing paid advertising since 2009. So we've kind of dabbled with Google, Bing, eBay, Amazon, and now primarily do Amazon sponsored ads and Amazon DSP.
Excellent. And for you, Joe?
I'm Joe Reichfeld. I own E-commerce Optimizer. We specialize in helping sellers sell on multiple marketplaces and around the world. Do a lot of coaching, a lot of training, all that stuff.
Excellent. So we're still waiting for Miro to appear. But in the meantime, we've got some big news that, Joe, you're going to be dropping quite soon. So let's kick off with some AdWords stuff. That will be a nice little kick off from George. Actually, let me say some hellos to everyone in the feed first, and then we'll kick off with you. So Saibi says, good afternoon, guys. Silva, hello again from Singapore. Patricia, morning, gents. Looking forward to this. Elchin is here. Hi, gents. Nice to see you again. Let's have a look who is in the feed. So Pat Taylor's here. Hello, Pat. Hope you're well. Esti's here. Quesim's here as well. Karen is here. Andrew is here. Vivek is here as well. Pat Taylor says, hi guys. Okay, so let's start getting good morning from Facebook user. He's probably in one of the groups. And then Vivek says, hi guys as well. They want to know whether it's starting. And hey here from Estonia. Welcome, Estonia. Claire Hughes has just joined. I haven't spoke to Claire in about 10 years, but you're more than welcome to join the Amazon thing. Claire is actually from the music industry side of things. Well, let's see where Miro is. Hey, Danny, do you have the link for me? The other link is empty. So obviously I haven't sent him the link, so he can't get into the room. So George, you go start kicking things off in terms of some of the stuff that you want to talk about in and around AdWords, and then I'll go and find Miro.
Okay, great. So I guess if you're trying to diversify outside of Amazon and go into Shopify, any website outside of Amazon really, the one thing you don't have that you've got on Amazon is the years of branding that Amazon kind of gives you. So you can go in and sell a saucepan slightly cheaper than everyone else, and you can generate some sales. Whereas with the website, there's no trust. And that's always been an issue. Do you want to do a quick intro?
Yes, so Miro, just a quick hello. George is going to kick things off with some AdWords stuff before we go into the announcement, yeah?
Sure. Hi, George.
Hey, Myron. Nice to meet you. Cheers. I got a coffee, not a beer. So,
cool. It's water, no beer.
Oh, it's water. Okay, that's fine. There's no judgment here. You know.
Okay, all right.
So as I was saying, I guess So with kind of trying to sell your products on Shopify, it's a different beast of its own. So you have to make sure you get social proof from somewhere because you don't have the branding that matches anything like you're going to get on Amazon. So one of the awesome things that our clients have done is they've extracted their reviews from Amazon and they've got them onto Shopify. And there are plugins that allow you to do that. You can do that. Social proof through Instagram and Facebook. So affiliate programs have been insane. And there's been some accounts, I'll be honest, we couldn't get Google Ads to work. But they've had so much stuff coming through the socials. So just to give you one example, we had a brand who was selling women's gym wear, and they're very focused, and they targeted all like women on Instagram to put their clothes on whilst they're at the gym, and take videos and put it on their Instagram, and they get kind of free goodies every so often, and that in itself was generating thousands a day worth of sales. So just being very focused, we've seen that work really well. And then I can't emphasize the importance of Google Analytics. You can always take for granted the fact that Amazon tracks everything, but with analytics, there's just a bit of setup that you need to do. I just remember when we first got into Amazon and we started transferring over our e-com clients from Google Ads to Amazon, and the shock on their face. They thought we were doing something special, but it was just a fact of kind of Amazon's branding. But as I want to say, so there are quite a few things that you could do, and with analytics, you have to enable the e-commerce as well, just to make sure that you track all the sales. So that's kind of some of the big things that I wanted to talk about, Danny. But I don't know if you've got any questions, or anyone else has got any questions that they want to.
What are you finding? Because we're talking about previously about Google Shopping going through in the US.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. Any news on the UK, EU, and stuff as well as it's rolled out?
I think so. Obviously, it's Google Shopping across everywhere, but in terms of kind of Google Shopping actions, this is where it's like Google's equivalent to Amazon. So it's a Google Express account, and this is where Amazon actually sells your products for you. And that's only available in the US right now. We've just got one of our clients approved. There's 2 or 3 already that are doing it, and it's working better than Google Shopping ever worked for them. I think Google Shopping is the first best place to go when doing Google Ads to your Shopify store. And you just need to kind of connect a Google Merchant account to a Google Ads account, and then kind of make sure that data feed goes from the website to the merchant account. And doing that allows your products to then show up with images on the top of the search results or on the shopping page of Google. And I guess as places like Walmart open up, Google are now trying to compete too in terms of getting people more familiar with shopping on their platforms. And if Google nail this, if they get this right, they're a big contender with Amazon, because they have the resources and the traffic that could easily bypass Amazon. Obviously, it's more of a search engine, so people engage with it differently. But if they make this work, this is going to be interesting space. And as you rightly mentioned the other day, Danny, now with Google Shopping, they are allowing free organic search results on Google Shopping. So it's already showing us symptoms that they're taking it so much more seriously, the Google Shopping side of things. And I can see over the next kind of few months, more of Google Shopping space on the search results being taken up, just so that they can get people more familiar and purchasing off Google Shopping. Just in terms of Google Shopping, there's a few different options that you have. You can have a direct data feed from Shopify going to the website, and that's a Google Smart Shopping, and that's by far being one of the best conversions that we've seen across the different types that you can do. So this is where Google will automatically optimize your campaign, so it serves your ads in places where it converts best. If you want more control, you can have your product information on a Google Sheet, and then upload that information to the Google Merchant Center. And as I mentioned in the other call, you could hack it so that you can put terms that you want to show your ads for into the description on the Google Sheet. Now, the description on the website is what gets mirrored onto Google Shopping, but you can use that sheet as a way to manipulate. And what we did is we actually go through and we review the search terms that come through Google Shopping. Then we see what out of those search terms which converts best, and then we kind of ensure that those terms are kind of put within the theme of the description to help our impression share improve for those particular keywords.
So going back to social proof, talk about importing of Amazon reviews.
Yeah, so funny enough, Shopify makes this really straightforward. There are plugins that you can get from Shopify that does this for you. I would recommend doing your research. I have never really been involved in implementing this, but I've always found this to then pass over to my clients' developers to kind of make it happen. So there's quite a few. Some can be really expensive because they try and charge you per review. Yeah. So watch out for that. But there's also other options like FIFO and Trustpilot that you can also take in. But I think if you're already selling on Amazon, you've got some good reviews, it's always going to be a good thing to put those that social proof onto your website, because that's going to help the click-to-conversion rate. It's going to improve that a great deal.
I think, can I just ask Miro, I'm sure you mentioned it as an app before. What was the one that you use?
Hey, Danny, it's Miro. You always mess.
Miro. Do you know what? Anyone listens to the podcast knows I butcher everyone's name. It's just, I'm so sorry.
Call him Miro. If people call me Miro, I'm like, oh man, they're talking to Danny. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use an app called Looks, and I think it's like $10-20 a month. And it does a good job organizing the reviews. It also has the option for video reviews. And then we do this by hand. I had my VA go in there and just create reviews from the Amazon reviews, just changing some of the words, not making them exact copies. And that's been very successful for us as well. But yeah, the software is pretty slick. And you can approve or disapprove reviews. Like, you want to have some negative stuff in there so it's realistic. But if somebody's just being an ass saying, oh, this product poisoned me and killed my whole family, you know what? Don't put that one in there.
Yeah, that'll be a conversion killer for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to jump in there. So back to you. What were you saying, George? Finishing off?
Yeah, just finishing off. I guess there's so many different options within Google Shopping. And with Google Ads, if you find a niche and you make that kind of that area of Google Ads work, it could be such a huge edge, even if you want to send stuff to your listings, your Amazon listings, because Amazon have introduced attribution beta, so you're able to do that. But you could, if you find that your audience, I don't know, you sell pet stuff, and there's a lot of videos around kind of grooming your pets and so on, and you're selling grooming equipment, you can have your ads appear on off YouTube videos of people who are looking at kind of how to groom your pets, and so I don't have pets myself, but and I've seen one or two people who have done this, and it's worked really well. So there's so many options you can go down to make it work.
Excellent. Okay, so have you got anything more you want to cover here before we answer some of the questions in the feed?
I think that was everything.
Cool.
Actually, George, I got a question for you if you don't mind jumping in here.
Yeah.
When you do YouTube advertising, are you advertising using a video, or are you just putting a text ad in front of the YouTube? Like, what do you guys do there?
That's a good question. We do both. We do both.
I'm hoping that now, and I'm wondering how you guys do it.
Yeah, because the text ad is the more straightforward ad. So you can have kind of custom images and videos within the text ad to shows, and it's not necessarily your video you have to use. You can use any, as long as the video is put on YouTube, you can use that video link and you can place it into your ad and it will serve it. But most of the stuff that we've done is the ads that show up underneath the video to show it, and then also we've done a bit of the first 5 seconds before the video shows.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
That's right.
Superb. So we've got the spelling for it down there. So loox.io for those who listen back on the podcast playback. That is the app that you would need. I think the subscription is about $20 a month. Is that right?
About that. It wasn't like, I'll look it up and double check it for you. So, but yeah. I've been using it for a while.
Okay. Selva says, how genuine by using an app to import reviews? I think the English is broken a little bit there, but I suppose is how genuine are the reviews, or how genuine is the software to use in case you get banned, maybe because of being against terms of service? Are we able to import Amazon reviews without issue? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure that anything that's on Amazon belongs to Amazon. I've seen apps do it. I think you put on there saying, hey, this review is taken from Amazon. Amazon can't do anything about it, right? So because you're just saying, hey, this is just research. What we did is we just changed some of the wording around just to make sure to cover our butts on it. So, I mean, my answer is, as long as you put Amazon on there, I think you're okay.
Yeah, and that's what some of these apps tend to do anyway. It's just that they just reflect the results that you get on Amazon.
Right. I think it's time to let Joe out the cage. Come in, Joe. Talk about the big announcement. Let's talk shop, literally.
All right. Let's see. Shopify announced that they are changing up a little bit and going into competition a little more so with Amazon. They're rebranding as Shop. Their New York Stock Exchange symbol changed to Shop. Shopify Pay is now Shop Pay, and they released an app for sellers to use that makes it really easy for the buyer to interact and can bring all Shopify sellers under a unified search, which is big. So they set it up pretty cool. They made it a no-brainer. They've already got 20 million installs just during their beta period. Basically, the way they situated it was as a package tracker. So as a seller, you need to go into your settings, into the checkout area, and enable package tracking. And it offers the app. So as your buyer's checking out, it offers them an app to track their package. Yeah. They download it, they install it. They just installed an app with your store in it. They can reorder from you. They can search. It makes it really simple. Yeah. And that's how they're getting all the installs. They're not even marketing it. It's just a track your package thing, and people are jumping on it.
So give me a quick example, right? So this is effectively, it acts like a marketplace, but because they're individual stores, are we talking about is almost like the iStore marketplace, in-store of apps. Instead of apps, they're stores. How does this layout work? I know that you can make it searchable, but how is the search results presented and stuff like that?
How about if I show you?
Yeah, should we share screen?
Yep.
And then for those on the podcast, we can talk through what is being shown.
You're so fancy, Joe.
He's got diagrams and everything, isn't you?
So there's an emulator called Memu, MEMU, and it enables you to put a phone on your computer. So it makes it really cool. How do I get rid of this multi-screen crap here? You see a million copies of my screen?
Yeah, it looks a bit freaky. That it's like, yeah. Do you want to cover that over? Yeah, that's a bit better.
Yeah, there we go. So this is a phone emulator. I have an Android phone installed in here, but it's cool because I can put apps in here and test apps. Instagram and Pinterest work real good with this, but this is the Shop app. So this is what they get once they download it. So I haven't purchased anything, but if I had purchased something, it would have package tracking right here. Yeah. But under this tab down here, you can do a search. So I searched baby, and this is the list of stores that they currently have in here.
Okay, so as a following function, the following function is micro updates, would you say? So people can stay ahead. Yeah.
And then let's look at one of these. This one has no product. Great. Baby store selling masks. Isn't that special? When you follow them, this is what you get. You get a full, itemized list of their products, and you can click in. Whoops! You can click in new product page. Open with what the hell?
Yo, you gonna buy a scrunchie for me?
Yep, sure. Yeah,
can you give me one because you can see that I look like I need some hair first. George, you could get a scrunchie.
I could get one, yeah.
if that keeps growing, mate. Yeah.
So I don't know why it popped open in Chrome and not the app, but it might just be settings on I just installed this today. But it takes it right here. You can purchase right from it.
Yeah.
So
is there a unified payment? So can you go from store to store orders and have one checkout, or do you have to individually check out at each store? Because that'd be quite powerful if you've got you go around and you like, even if it's like a wish list which you convert to your checkout page.
To use it, you have to have Shopify Pay. Whether they've joined the checkout yet or not, I'm not quite sure. They're still kind of bouncing around with this. What I have found is there's not a lot of stores in here yet. And so first thing you have to do is you have to accept Shopify Pay through your store, which almost all U.S. sellers do. And certain countries it's not available, but there's ways around it if your store is a U.S. store. So you have to have Shopify Pay. You have to enable the app to be offered during checkout, and then search for your store, of course. And if it's not in here, there's a URL that Shopify puts out that I think I sent you, Danny, for it's SurveyMonkey /r/ Shopify or shop profile waitlist. Yeah. And
I'll share the link in the feed.
Yeah, you just put your name on that, and they are adding people. And they're not they're moving pretty good. It's a big deal to them. They have some help pages on it, but 20 million installs already. That's pretty good. I like the part that people just need to make a purchase.
Well, Adam's just come up the screen, found our store already listed without me doing anything.
Nice.
Okay, so I've just posted that into the comments there. Anyone unsure, go to my Danny McMillan profile page or go to the Seller Sessions live video on YouTube to grab that link. The link's quite long, but that will obviously take you there because this is published across multiple platforms, yeah?
Yep.
Sorry, back to you, Joe.
So it's a big deal, with Shopify's fulfillment that they're running now. It can be a big deal. I think that it's going to need seller participation.
Yeah.
Sellers need to add it. Shopify's they've got the support and the money behind them to push this through. And I really
did they have the growth team? And I'm sure they do because they can buy whoever they want, really. But this is what it comes down to: is get that connection, get that viral loop going.
Yep.
If they can do it, obviously there's enough people out there who will hate Amazon in some ways because they've been suspended and they're on Shopify and it gives them extra motivation to make it work. Mm-hmm. But how do you see this developing as a platform? As it's now, it's very, it's basic, it's in beta and it looks all right.
It is basic, but I think as it starts to come together and as people start to use it, it'll pick up, the package tracking part of it. It's a gimme as far as installation for most buyers. Everybody wants to track their package, and people like to do it. Do those things via app. So getting the install is really good. Sellers already have to market their stores to get traffic to their stores.
Yeah,
but this is an added plus, and I would venture to say that Shopify will end up offering ads. Down. I mean, it's a platform. They're gonna. I would think
it's just trying to. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. Long term, if they do what Amazon do, you go there, you drive you create products. The audience is there. You create visibility, right? So you'll do that through sending external or on platform traffic.
Yeah, it's how they're going to present it. It's basically a mall,
Yes.
and your stores. You have an opportunity to have your store presence in this mall. Hopefully, let's see how much they market it. I think they're going to put a lot behind this, considering they've changed the stock symbol, and they're making all these subliminal changes is to move the company from Shopify to become Shop. Yeah. I think in the end, it'll be bigger than Shopify itself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just be interesting to see how they're going to present the search results. Like I can see this turn into a PPC platform, but it's scattered, isn't it? Because basically you're searching by a vertical. You want babies, so you go through all the baby stores. Mm-hmm. It's like how they're going to present that search information where it's going to be of interest to people.
For a while, I know they're very interested in purchasing Pinterest for that reason, to have the Pinterest search engine, incorporate all the stores. Well, that obviously didn't happen. So I think the progression of their search within this app is going to be the make it or break it for them. I really do. Do I think they're going to overtake Amazon? No. There's plenty of room there for Walmart, Amazon, and Shopify to all operate and do very, very well. I don't think they'll be that kind of a threat per se to Amazon, although they could easily take, a chunk of market share. People are platform loyal.
Well, agreed. But it's just like normally when you've got stuff like you've got to look at Apple, walled garden, right? So they take market share in terms of what they're doing. Mm-hmm. If you look at Google search results, 93%, isn't it? Something like that, 91, 93%. Yep. Can't remember it is. Amazon, same. Facebook, social networks, they won, didn't they? In that set. Obviously, there's different types of platforms out there, but if you compare them to the old type platforms, your MySpace, your Friendsters, your Bebos, and stuff like that. So generally, when you get that main platform, that it's like normally a zero-sum game because coming second in the tech world is like coming last in a lot of cases, and it's like how did they manage to break away from Amazon in terms of taking meaningful chunk away from them? That's what's going to be interesting as a marketplace.
It is, and hopefully they will step up their SEO as far as their blogs. The Shopify blog that comes with the Shopify store isn't really optimal. I recommend to people to replace the blog with a WordPress blog because then you get the power of WordPress SEO. People that have content on their sites and are drawing their own traffic. they're going to be okay with it. It'll work for them. But the people that just have a store and don't market their store, you got to find a way to market your business, be it with paid ads or social or something. That's still, the onus is on the store seller. And that's gonna, shop. You can't beat the marketing power of a platform like Amazon. Just being on Amazon with their own remarketing ads, their own, Google shopping ads, things like that drives traffic. Let's see what Shopify does to step up to that. I think at least in the beginning, they'll just be marketing the app, but we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah. Where would you say, taking a stab at it, where would you say Walmart is here, like today compared to last year in terms of taking a bit of market share?
They're taking a trust share, which is the scary part. For the first time ever, U.S. buyers trust Walmart reviews more than they do Amazon reviews. That's fucked up, if you ask me. And all of Amazon's fault, and it's shitty for sellers because it affects sellers. It affects your sales. So Walmart is a retail company. They can't get past that. Traditionally, anything e-commerce that they've touched, they've ruined. Buying Jet and bringing Mark Lore into the picture was their game changer once they let him do what he wanted to do. But he's only got a year left on his contract with them, so it'll be interesting to see where it goes. They're picking up a lot right now with the lockdown and stuff. They're doing a lot, but they're also having big issues with moving product. And what they had told me at the store near my house when I went in and the shelves were empty at noon was that they're having a lot of problems with employees to drive the trucks. And the manager specifically mentioned that Amazon's been buying up a lot of the trucking companies, and it's making it harder for them to get product from store to store. Yep.
Makes it. Just say some hellos quickly, and then so Sylvia says hello. Elchin says thanks, Joe, for the great news. Faisal says interesting. Jason Chu's back. This is powerful news. Thank you for sharing, guys. Henrietta, hi everyone, and thanks again in the feed. Who we've got here? Judy's here. Elchin's here. Abigail's here. Aline is here. Paul's here. John here. Ogler, sorry. Zach is here. Adam Smith as well. Tiffany's back. Good morning, Tiff, to you. Megla's here. Gabrielle is here. Carol is here. Tyler. Sahal, how you doing, brother? Raj K. Addison Todd is here as well. Sorry, before I butted in, who was about to say something?
I'll throw a couple things out here. Just, in regards to Walmart, we launched our Walmart pay-per-click campaigns a few weeks ago. I don't have any hard data for everybody yet. But when I get some stuff figured out, I'll share it with the group because I'm really going to see how that plays out. Walmart made us an offer about 3 months ago that if we did second-day shipping, they'd put us to the top of the buy box, regardless of what our pricing was. And before, if your pricing wasn't perfect, you were, if you didn't have the lowest price on Walmart on the net, forget it, you're toast, right? Yeah. So I'm like, my sales have been up and down on Walmart. It's been weird, but I'm curious to see how the pay-per-click plays out. So I'll update the group on that. Second thing I wanted to say was when we first started talking about this, I'm an Amazon seller and I don't trust Amazon. Like it's been really random with me. And I got off the call with you guys on Thursday. On Friday, one of my top selling products for no reason at all was blocked on Amazon. Yeah. I was down for a couple of days, got it back up, but that's $7,000 in revenue lost like that. You know what I mean? You have no control. I tell you what, so you were a guest in somebody else's house. Yeah. So,
look at Joe. Look, his shoulders are going here. He hates it. So look at him. Go on, Joe. Let's get you off the hook. Go on.
Go, Joe. Let it go, man.
Get stuck in. Go on. Look at him.
Diversification. I mean, you're putting your livelihood in the hands of somebody else. That to me is always been my major issue with Amazon because the best sellers get suspended sometimes for no fault of their own, sometimes for long periods of time.
Yeah. Okay. Devil's advocate, right? There's the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes
with
to
anything, and that's with anything. Definitely.
And I think, like for instance, for you sell supplements, and so basically we know where there's muck, there's money, right? And so there are people out there who are unscrupulous as well, who try and take you out the game. And if you're in super competitive categories, it does bring out the best and the worst in people. So these suspensions of no fault of your own, like you said, but you also there are sellers in there who are capping each other, and that's part of the reason as well, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. But what happened was they put me back. They put the product back up. But of course, I lost my Amazon's Choice badge. I lost my Best Sellers badge, and I've had to drop my price on this product, trying to build it back up to recapture where I was. So, but that's the thing. I mean, whenever I talk to the other sellers, I'm like, look, you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. And Joe's absolutely right. When I went to the Amazon conference last time, I talked to a lot of Amazon staffers. I mean, they're just squeezing on all sides. Now, there's cost involved in Google Ads, which George, and there's cost of all this other stuff, but at least you have some control over it, as opposed to being in this, big mystery machine of Amazon, where you're calling some, customer service guy in India or the Philippines, and they don't know what your problem is, and they honestly don't care.
Yeah, they don't have the answers. The one thing that I see is sellers, and this is off of Amazon as well, they don't have a backup plan. If nothing else, you have to have a backup plan. If whatever, the government shuts down Amazon tomorrow, how are you going to pivot to recover your business? That to me is, and look at what we're in right now. People that put all their eggs in the Chinese basket and then all their eggs in the Amazon basket, they can't do a removal order. And a lot of them don't have safety stock. So what are they doing? They're kind of spinning their wheels. So just think, part of a business plan is looking at fail scenarios and thinking it through. Just having thought it through and considered different things, maybe looked at a couple different platforms. When hell does break loose and you can't think straight, having thought through it in the past, you're 10 steps ahead of where you would be.
And I think a few of my clients, I think the big emphasis has been how can they own their customers from Amazon? So one or two things that we've done is we've done, so if anyone's purchased their product, they offer through DSP, they can track everyone who's purchased, and they offer them 12-month warranties, or if they go off there, and then provide their details, and they can get that information. So that's been a key thing for quite a few sellers that I deal with, because they're fed up just as much as a lot of people with the way Amazon's working. We've been using it to kind of get them to own their customers and engage them later on.
Now, one thing that we see a lot, and you probably do as well, a lot of sellers, when they make the sale, they're done. Hey, give me the review, relationship's over. In reality, that's the beginning of your one-on-one with your buyer. We don't ask for a review. We would give them an insert and invite them to come to our portal to register for their extended warranty. But at the same time, at that portal, we're going to have training, additional training, maybe some lead magnets to add value to their purchase. That's our chance to turn them into a brand ambassador. You don't have to ask for a review at that point when you're giving them more value towards their product, and maybe having them submit pictures of them using the product, or you interview different users with the product. Then they go out and they tell people. If you just mention the review at that point, it's in the bag.
Well, not to turn this into an Amazon bitch fest, which sometimes you feel right?
Amazon's still a great platform.
Okay. Yeah. It took, like, Amazon took me from $2,000 a month to $20,000 a month when I first got on there in like 5 minutes. I can't disrespect the platform. I mean, it created an online business for me, so I'm not going to bitch about it. I'll bitch a little bit. The big thing I think is, by using our Google Ads and my Shopify stores, we're able to develop other products that languished or were not allowed on Amazon, because we have over 400 products, right? So my product matrix on my Shopify site is completely different, right? So you guys are right. I'm in the supplement space. So what will happen is I'll have a supplement that some competitor will make, a dangerous version of, and all of a sudden that one supplement is off the market. So the more products I have that are in the market, the more insulated I am from having an adverse effect wipe out my business in one day. And it'll just be on Amazon. Like, we had a product for teething babies before, and they had a problem with one of my competitors had a product that had a bit of poison in there. Next thing you know, the entire category is wiped out. And that thing was, 100, 150 sales a day for me, right? So luckily, it wasn't my only product. But that's the thing is, I think it's wise to use other.
Like what you said, I think there's definitely steps to take, right? If I was to break down the steps, I don't sell off Amazon, but if I were to, because I just can't be asked. Like my mindset's different. I used to sell in commerce before. I've done ticketing and everything. So I know what it's like off platform. So I know how difficult it is and how it's nice to have an asset that you own. I get that. But I would always say to people is get yourself to 100 grand, sell it on Amazon. Then you'll have some money to pay for the expertise and the ad spend that you need and the SEO team and all the bits and pieces you need to allocate those resources to do that, so you don't take the eye off of your Amazon business. I've seen so many people get pissed off with Amazon, leave Amazon, focus so hard on their Shopify store or whatever, go all in on it, and then take their eye off the ball of the Amazon thing, but their Shopify didn't work out. So they then go back to Amazon to rebuild it all back up again. So you've got to be strategic with it as well. You've got to balance off both platforms. You're shaking your head, mate. Go on.
Me?
Yeah, you're like.
You can't knock the sheer volume that comes through Amazon, and you can't spend that kind of marketing money to build that yourself. So to just blatantly ignore it, if you want to be a good U.S. seller, is a lot of freaking work. Amazon is America's cashier stand. People don't go to Amazon to read review, to read comparisons and all that stuff.
They go to buy.
Yeah, by using Google, Amazon pushes this thing that 74% of all searches start on Amazon for products. Yeah, well, maybe that's true, but they've already been to Google and been to all different sites learning about these products, and they've talked to their friends, and they've already been searching and moving around. So when you use Google Ads and you use other sites as well as Amazon, you're opening up your audience size, you're mushrooming the size of your audience, because you're getting into various stages of the buyer journey as opposed to just the final stage of spending the dough, standing in line at the cashier.
Can I just add to the climate as well? Because one of the things I'm noticing is I'm finding a lot of Amazon sellers are now partnering up with big firms who want to get into Amazon. So I think the big firms that have been slow in the past are now getting into Amazon, and they're going aggressive. They're not thinking about ACOS. They're not thinking about...
they do quarterly budgets, don't they? Like Madison Avenue budgets.
Yeah.
It's done on total sales, not done across the business yet.
And they're going for aggression and market share. That's all they want is market share and aggression. And they're prepared to lose some money in the short term. Venture capitalists are getting involved and backing Amazon sellers as well. So it's getting heated. So I really do respect this conversation now, because Amazon is a big deal, and it's made my business. But I think diversification now is going to be crucial, at least kind of getting your toes, dipping your toes into certain areas just to find something that works, because you can't put your eggs all in that basket. And the organics are dropping. PPC is more of a key feature, key kind of function in any kind of buying process now on Amazon. So just that element of it is just going to get more aggressive. It's going to become more important. And that's kind of...
Well, I have national brands that, they're on Amazon for their buyers. They can't stand Jeff Bezos, and they don't want to divert their sales to Amazon, but they realize that buyers are platform loyal. Amazon has Prime members trained to purchase on Amazon regardless of the brand. So they are on Amazon to be there for their buyers. And they don't.
This is why. Do you know why a lot of Chinese friends? The reason why they like Amazon is because they don't have, in their eyes, they don't have to build a brand. They can just get products out there and this whole East and West thing, but in the West we can build a brand story and blah, blah, blah. For them, they don't care, because at the end of the day, they see the Amazon story, and then they sell products on the platform. So their mindset is different to what we have. Another thing I want to play devil's advocate on is, let's just say you started your life on Amazon first and basically developed and sourced products that really is suitable to Amazon. Then you come off Amazon to put them on your store. Where's the uniqueness, price? There's still things to consider. You notice that a lot of these brands who are not tied to Amazon, who use Amazon as a channel, this is important. If you start your business on Amazon and you do all your research on Amazon, then it's going to be a bit more tricky unless you've got super way of differentiation to sell off Amazon at volume. Agreed? Yeah. But if you use Amazon as a platform, as part of your channel, the main channels that you use, then fantastic. So we still have to be careful of when people are listening. Right, fuck off Amazon. Let's come off. Let's sell my spatulas where there's no long-term value of the customer. And we have to think about those stages as well. We have to be respectful.
There's definitely a growth curve.
Yeah.
Well, let me throw something out here. Like, Danny, first of all, I agree with what you said earlier, that if you want to come off Amazon and if you want to do your own Shopify site, either you better be a genius or you better bring in some experts and throw money at them.
Yep.
Right? Absolutely, 100% agree. I went through 4 different Google guys before I found one that actually produced results. You got to throw money at it. I've had an interesting week where I got off eBay because eBay was never a good platform for us. Yeah. And a friend of mine had hired a VA out of the Philippines that actually used to work at eBay. And this girl started getting her from 0 to 5-10 sales a day in a matter of a week on eBay. And I'm like, that's good. Like, that's solid. From 0 to 5-10 days, that's awesome. So I just hired this girl yesterday for $10 an hour. Is she going to perform? I don't know. Is it going to be waste time? I don't know.
Be careful what you say. This is a video that plays back. So if you fire her,
maybe. She's emailing them right now saying she wants $20 an hour.
My point is it's an experiment, right?
Yeah.
And if you can lose small, like, I'd rather throw, I put a budget of like $1,000 for this whole eBay thing. I'll try it for like 2 months, right?
Yeah. That's
my budget for it. Now, if it goes, my upside's big, right? Mm-hmm. If it doesn't go, I've lost $1,000, which is.
It's not a loss. You've learned. So it's you take punts. You take small little punts in comparison to your business, and you see what works. Find out which channels, because not everything's going to work. We know that, don't we?
No, and one of the things I do like about Shopify is I kind of use Shopify as my hub. So instead of trying to manage my eBay listings manually and try to do it, I have everything integrated into the Shopify. So my warehouse links up to Shopify, pulls all my orders, all my logistics for it. So because I'm using Shopify as a base, I can plug in different marketplaces, push a button, and then see if they perform.
And treat them as one store.
Exactly. So in my mind, I'm updating photos and descriptions, that kind of stuff, in one place, right? But the other stuff, how it plays out, I don't know. Like, I have no, like, I'm going to say, well, I'm projecting this. I'm not projecting anything. I might not sell anything on eBay. I don't know. But it's a flyer, right? I'm throwing some money at it and see what happens. And
test everything.
And I don't think you need to be at $1 million a year in sales on Amazon to take these kinds of flyers. I think if you build a good Shopify infrastructure and you can add different marketplaces without that much effort. Like, I just signed up with a software called Inc., and it links up eBay to Shopify, right? And does a very nice job of it. And then I realized that another software I have, CED Commerce, it links up my Walmart to my Shopify. I just realized that they will create Facebook marketplace listings for me. I already have the software. I already have the infrastructure. Maybe next week's project, we'll be seeing if I can set that up. I'll let that run for a while. And, if you pick up 10 here, 10 there, it all adds up.
Shopify connects to Facebook Marketplace natively.
It connects to a Facebook store natively, not Facebook Marketplace.
Gotcha. Now,
the Facebook store has provided me with 1 sale in 2 years. So I'm going to say that has not been a great platform for me, right? Maybe Marketplace is better. I don't know. But my cost of running the experiment is maybe an hour of my time.
Yeah.
Right? And then, like in any marketplace, there's certain optimization you have to figure it out. But if I can find someone that has an expertise and some experience, I'll throw some money at it. But I think Danny's absolutely right. I think taking your eye off the Amazon ball to wander into the woods of Shopify, or even like I used to be on WordPress, you're gonna get lost. It's gonna eat up all your time. But if you can do it in a low impact way, by low impact I mean not a huge dollar expenditure and not a huge distraction for you, I think it's absolutely something you should do.
And it comes down to the owners as well. Like before call, George says to me, Dan, how do you do all of this stuff? I said, I don't. I work on the businesses, not in them. So I play the role of conductor. I don't pick up an instrument and play. And that's the only way I can do what I can do. And it's the same with this. And that comes from having cash flow so that you can pay other people to do those things, right? But then you have a capacity, you know, because what is it? There's decision making as that starts to break down, you know, throughout the day, you know, so there's only so many important decisions that you can make. So you haven't got an infinite amount of time and capacity to do all these kind of things. So it goes back to what I'm saying is if you reach a place of cash flow, you're selling on Amazon and you want to take on Shopify, like what you said, is having people in place to do those things so you don't take the eye off the crown, which is your bread and butter money, you know?
You have to run your business.
Yep. What we got here? Tiffany says, I vote no. I agree. I will stick with Amazon, smiley face. Thanks, Tiff. I know she backs me. Look, but no. On all seriousness, if you've got products, the point of differentiation, right? If you can have products that are perishable products, so like consumables where customers keep coming back, so you haven't got to keep paying for the first time customer. And, you know, if you own a factory and you can pop out products and launch them and you've got teams, then it's great. It's a great business, you know. But if you've got one or two products on Amazon, it makes it difficult just to jump off and expect a Shopify start.
If you've got one or two products on Amazon, Shopify is not a good choice. A Shopify store. You can easily start a WordPress site, get the Shopify Lite program, which is basically a buy button, and insert that in your WordPress site. You can insert that anywhere. Then you don't have the whole Shopify structure that you have to learn the coding and find the theme and things like that. You just insert that into Drupal or Blogger, WordPress, whatever, and it gives you the back end e-commerce of Shopify. So then down the road, if you get more SKUs, then moving to a Shopify store is flipping a switch. But for somebody with less than 15 ASINs, I wouldn't necessarily suggest a Shopify store, because that's a huge nut to crack for them to get into.
I'm going to have to dash now, guys, but it's great to chat, and I'll speak to you guys soon.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
I've got a question here. Are all Shopify sites who use ShopPay on the new app?
Are they on that yet? No. You need to check to see if your site is on it, and if not, use the link that Danny posted over here, the SurveyMonkey link. Go in and add yourself to that, and Pinterest will put you, not Pinterest, Shopify will put you on their ad list.
Yeah. Ramez says, have you guys used Pinterest to drive traffic to your Shopify or Amazon store? If so, any success?
Yes.
There's about another hour. Go on, Joe. Off you go.
Pinterest is the largest source of free traffic, free e-commerce traffic on the internet right now. It converts better and people spend 40% more. So definitely, yes. It helps to have content to drive them to, because if you're only putting up product pins, you're going to lose a portion of the Pinterest traffic, because not everybody's ready to buy. Pinterest is an e-commerce planning site. Nobody can plan anything without spending money, but their planning means I'm not ready to buy today. So you need to think about how you position yourself with Pinterest. And it doesn't have to be a site where you have content. It could be Medium where you put content.
Someone says, Danny, I don't see the link. Can you just post where you're watching the video and I'll get the link dropped there for you? It might be one of the Facebook groups across the bottom of the ticker there that we're syndicating to. If you let us know, I'll drop that into there. ShopPay was added by default when I checked my Shopify store, Silver says, so that's good. Andrew says, Facebook Marketplace, extraordinary and nice idea to action on, laughing, because I think you said that you'd done like 2 units. Ramirez says, well, love to hear about it. About to start teaching myself how to do it. Just wanted to get your opinion. Thanks. Joe, should we do an in-depth on Pinterest soon?
I think so, yeah.
Drop a message in the comments there if that's something you'd be interested in. I'll get Joe to do a part 1, maybe part 2 of it, yeah?
Yep. Yeah. Ramez, I have a free workshop on my site for Pinterest as well.
Adam says, as an example, and it's how powerful, last year we lost our biz on Amazon US for 3 months. Hold on, the screen's jumping up and down. One second, let's bring it up here. Sorry, we've gone over your face there, mate. I'll get rid of it soon. So last year we lost our biz on Amazon US last year for 3 months. Lost about 2.5 million sales because of Amazon bullshit. What happened was 25% of they transferred to Shopify because our customers know it's the best product in the market for what it does. That saved our business. Not being diversified is crazy. Another huge risk is if you're successful on Amazon, then you have a huge Chinese target on your back. We were taken out by Chinese 12 times in 1919, and that was it. I didn't see the rest of it. Is there any continuation here? Oh, okay. So Facebook user. Okay, I'll drop that link there. Ramez says, fuck yeah. I'm sure he's thinking about the Pinterest thing. Let's have a look. Henrietta, I only started selling on Amazon slightly over a year ago. I'd always thought I'd diversify in time, but due to the coronavirus setback, I started aggressively building my Shopify, social media, etc., etc. It's slowly, but it's a start. I hired a full-time VA to do social media marketing. He's gotten us over 20 Instagram micro-influencers to give us shout-outs. It's good. It's slow, but it's really coming along. On the bright side, Amazon's delayed delivery seems to be ending for me. My BSR for my top ASIN is, for some reason, it just cuts off. So not diversification, she's saying, is crazy, and I think so too. Very good points there. Joe, you was going to say something?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't remember? But that's interesting, yeah. So going back to Adam Smith's story there, 2.5 million. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot, and I know Adam, and it brought his company to its knees on Amazon, and nothing he did wrong. In fact, he had everything the way it was. It was just one of their new rules set him back, and it took them that long just to review his site because a million other sellers were also suspended, and they had to go through the list. It's nuts. It's not.
Also, I just want to like say in his message there, he said that the Chinese, that's a big, broad statement. Let's just say there's bad apples on the platform that maybe resided in China. Let's rephrase that, because that'd be unfair to a lot of good Chinese people out there. Anything else you want to add before we go, guys? Don't rush at once.
I like what George was saying about the Google stuff. I think the Google pay-per-click world is certainly has been very successful for us.
Yeah.
The Google shopping for free, that's something I don't care. Your budget's $0. Well, guess what? It's free. Get on that, because that's that's free money. That's what that is.
Yeah. Like you said, if you've got Google shopping feeds and you've got 90 days without paying any subscriptions, why not?
If you've never done Google Ads before, they'll give you $100 credit. If you've never done Bing, they'll give you $100 credit 3 different times. And you can actually transfer your Google ads over to Bing, keywords, the whole thing. So if your product appeals to gift-giving grandmas, that's the demographic on Bing. It's definitely worth it. There's less competition, and the pay-per-click is cheaper.
Yeah,
and Bing converts much higher. Like our conversion for Bing is like 23%. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean it's a smaller market, but overall, still these conversions over time all add up, don't they? Adam Smith, just to be clear, when I mentioned Chinese attack, I know for a fact they were Chinese. I'm absolutely not racist, just to get that clear. No, wasn't going to say that of the sort, mate. I've just obviously given a bit of clarification there. Ramez, thanks guys, great content. And Adam says a great debate. Was that a debate?
I don't think so.
No. You wait till Adam give us a couple of beers, and off camera we'll go in on the debate. I tell you, we might have to broadcast that. We'll have to do a drink champs one night. I hope everyone's been enjoying these. I think this is day 38 in a row consecutively. What have we got coming up? So tomorrow, Awesomers, Steve Simonson's back. Subject matter to be discussed. On Saturday, we've got Women of Amazon, but this time it's an in-depth profile with Isabella Hamilton. Then on Sunday, 26. No, it's not 26. Sorry. On Sunday, they've got the dates wrong here. Mindset Sunday, I'll return Deconstructing Novell Part 2 with Lee Van Hershkorn. And then on Monday, got a massive announcement. May the 4th be with you. And that's all I'm going to say. And that's all she wrote. Right, gentlemen, how can people reach you?
You can find me on Facebook, Miro Posavec, Posavec. And that's Miro, not Miro. Thank you.
I've done it again, didn't I? I've done it again. Joseph.
You can find me on Facebook under e-commerce optimizer and my website, ecommerce-optimizer.com.
Excellent. Just quickly finish off here in the feed. Jordan says, has any of you tried press releases? I'll do a show on that, Jordan. We'll cover that later. Danny, Bing is 30% search share in US, 90% global.
It's 10% global.
That's what I thought. It's the other way around. But yeah.
He fixes it a couple.
Yeah, oh, sorry, 10%. Yeah, he's corrected there. Qasim says, thank you. Owen says, keep it coming. Elchin says, great session. Thank you, guys. Henrietta says, thank you so much. Andrew's got a question here. Two things. I have 2 listings that were ruined, rating from a 4.7 to 3.2. What happened is someone ordered negative reviews. No chance against them selling low price items. I just filled 10 letters with Amazon trying to filed 10 letters, I think he meant to serve tickets, yeah? Trying to prove the manipulation, no result, just moved on. Yeah, it's a tough one, mate. It is a tough one. Pat says, very enjoyable. Thanks. You're doing great with these sessions and guests, top class. Thanks very much. Thanks again, you guys, Dan O'Donnell. But basically, these shows all come from the content. It's not from me. I'm the one asking the questions, but everyone turns up and shows up for me, which I appreciate. And this is where you get all the great content from. So they need to take credit as well. Okay, let's sign off. Stay home. Stay safe. Much love. See you same time tomorrow.
Ciao.